we don't always talk to consumers. We always hear about the situation consumers are in, maybe even folks that voted for Donald Trump.
We changed presidents at the beginning of the year.
We did.
And the guy who moved into the White House said that he was going to fix it. Several times he said it would be easy.
Absolutely.
Has he fixed it?
Absolutely not. I'm definitely waiting for him to fix it.
Jones is a 3-time Trump voter, but she says he has simply failed to keep his promise to lower the cost of living.
I'm very let down by that. Very, very let down because I feel like it's only gotten worse.
It's only gotten worse. Now, people understand that. People are seeing that. They need to sell it to people like that Trump voter who's very disappointed in his policies and how they've continued to destroy her life. So Larry Kudlow had this dumbass Howard Lutnick on. Check out how they think people should react, or maybe what is it they should do to convince folks like that woman that things are going great.
You got to go out and sell it better, Howard Lutnick. I guess fight for it. Let's follow the president's lead. You and Scott and Kevin and so forth. Maybe you just have to go out and sell the story better, Secretary Howard Lutnick.
Well, I'll give you an example. I had 2 weeks ago, I had Sean Fain. So he runs the United Auto Workers.
Right.
Okay?
I know.
And he called me and he said, I can't believe I'm calling a Republican Secretary of Commerce to tell him you have the best administration and you are fighting for the American auto workers. God bless you. I mean, who gets that phone call but Donald Trump's administration, right? We're out fighting for union workers. We're out fighting for the American people. It's their jobs that we care about. And Donald Trump has got American workers' backs.
Why would anyone listen to these guys? So you've got Larry Kudlow, formerly working in Donald Trump's first administration. You got to go out there and sell, Howard, go out there and sell. It's like the guys from Trading Places. Get back in there and sell. Tell them to sell. Bro, and isn't this conversation supposed to be had behind closed doors? Howard, you're supposed to sell the lies better. You're not repeating the propaganda enough yet, Howard. What's the matter with you? Sell it to the people more. Sell it. Don't actually do anything. Don't actually have any policies that work out. What you're supposed to do is sell that bullshit that you guys have been trying to sell for so long. You're not selling it hard enough. Donald Trump is selling it well. The problem with Donald Trump's sales job on this bullshit economy is that nobody's buying that either. Here's these two dummies again.
Howard Lutnick, let me ask you, are you changing at the margins of trade policy? Because a lot of people were very, very happy. You pulled the tariffs on coffee and meats and fruits and bananas and whatnot. So now you pulled them. Prices are going to come down. Is this a significant change in trade policy?
No, if you understand where Donald Trump comes from. So when we started this process on April 2nd, he wanted, as you know, trade deals. Let's just go make trade deals. If a country makes a trade deal, we'll give them coffee, we'll give them cocoa, we'll give them bananas, we'll give them papayas, we'll give them generic drugs, we'll give them all these different things if they do a trade deal with us to make sure our exporters, if you produce in America, you can export your goods. Finally, the president has got your back and let you manufacture in America and sell it. All right? And what happened is the president said, look, it's been 6 months. It's time. Let's just wipe the slate clean. If people haven't made deals with these smaller countries, it's okay. Let's cut the price on all these unavailable natural resources, and let's focus on affordability. So what you're going to watch is the president's going to focus on the small things that touch the American's pocketbook, and he's going to bring them all down. He's going to use the power of what he has created to bring these prices down so that by Christmas, the prices in America are lower and lower. And the people in America are going to feel that purchasing power coming back. They're going to feel the power. They're going to get a check next year, as the president discussed. The tax refunds are coming, and Americans are going to feel stronger and better about the leadership of Donald Trump in this economy. It's coming. He's focused on it, and he's going to deliver.
Sorry, Howard, you're just not selling it well enough. That's nonsense. Congratulations to Donald Trump for screwing up the economy, screwing up the prices of things like things we can't grow here, like, some of these tropical fruits. And you know what he's going to do for the American people? He's going to do those small things, those insignificant, nothing, nobody things for you losers. That's what Howard Lutnick's sales job is that Larry Kudlow told him he's got to ramp up more of. Congratulations to Donald Trump for screwing things up, and then now he's your savior from the things he screwed up. He said he's going to use his power that he created through these tariffs to fix the shit that he started through those tariffs. What are you talking about, bro? Do they think people aren't listening to them? Do they think people only hear when he says, we got to congratulate Donald Trump? Can you believe Donald Trump would do such a thing? Can you believe he would do stuff for you peons? You know, the people that he said were conning him talking about this economy. Those same folks that he said everything is great for you and our tariffs have done everything wonderful. Nobody knows more about tariffs than me, that guy said. That is until he pulled back on those tariffs because everyone knows more about tariffs than him. This guy, this is what they really feel. This was an accidental little slip outside of the sales job that he wanted Lutnick to talk about.
There are issues on some of these prices, although I think affordability is greatly overrated.
Multi-millionaire Larry Kudlow thinks that the affordability debate is heavily, way overrated. It's overrated because, you know, he's got money, so why don't you? He kisses Donald Trump's ass and makes his money off of nefarious ways and making sure that he benefits while other people suffer. You know, why can't you? The affordability thing is just way overrated for Larry Kudlow, who's on TV telling you that you're in the middle of a golden era while he cashes in more Fox News checks and wherever else he gets his money from. Maybe he should talk to Kevin Hassett about selling better than this, because he sucks at it too.
One area that we can look at is manufacturing jobs, and you just made an argument for why we may not have seen strength there so far since President Trump took office, but that you expect, when do you expect those jobs to actually kick in? If they're building those factories and facilities now, when does that really kick in, Kevin?
Right. Well, it's first the factory jobs are picking up. The thing is that factory output is skyrocketing because productivity is skyrocketing.
I feel like maybe I missed the question. Just when does that kick in? When does this new golden era and great manufacturing and jobs, all this kick in? All he said is that it's skyrocketing, all this production. You know, where? If it's all happening, why do we have to wait for it to kick in? When is it going to kick in? How is it happening right now, but it still has to kick in? How is it Howard Lutnick is still talking about how he's going to give out these checks at the beginning of next year, and also by Christmas time your prices are going to be down because Donald Trump is taking away some tariffs off of bananas and oranges? What does that have to do with anything? And by the way, it's the middle of the damn near back end of November. So you're telling me in a month's time, Donald Trump is going to pull back these tariffs. Prices are going to drop immediately and magically on all these things that have been in place for these many months. And it's just going to change and snap of a fingers right back. Here's what the Vice President of the United States thinks that regular Americans who voted for these dum-dums should do.
And even though we've made incredible progress, we understand that there's a lot more work to do. And the thing that I'd ask for the American people is a little bit of patience.
J.D. Vance has asked the American people to have a little bit of patience. That is, after damn near an entire year of them screwing things up, flipping middle fingers in the face of those same American people, telling them their experience is not what it is, calling them con artists, saying that they don't know anything about the economy or tariffs more than they do, telling small business owners who are literally suffering and see the change in numbers, telling farmers and ranchers and everybody that it's their fault and they're frustrated with them as they screw up their lives. What J.D. Vance wants to tell all those people, you need a little bit of patience. Did Donald Trump say that on the campaign trail? Did Donald Trump stand in front of a microphone and say, on day one, I'm going to ask you guys for 12 months of patience? Did he say that? Or did he say he's going to fix things immediately? Because he's got relationships, because he's a smart businessman, because he's Donald J. Trump, because he wrote at the heart of the deal, but which he didn't. Did he say all that? Or did he say, we need some patience? People should have started booing J.D. Vance's ass when he said, all I ask is for the American people to have a little bit of patience while they rob you.
The Fed is sending signals to the market that they may not be lowering interest rates, which seemed to be what took the market in part down at the latter part of the day.
Laura, I think there are a lot of signals coming from the Fed, and some of them are very confusing. They said that they don't have data, and traditionally, if you don't have data, if you're flying blind, they've cut twice, and they said that they're insurance cuts. So I would have thought that they would want to take out a third cut, more insurance, and also we know that under the Schumer shutdown that the economy got worse. So, I would believe that the Fed should be looking at the data and thinking things could. We don't know where things are. We've been cutting, and we should finish the cutting cycle or keep going with the cutting cycle because, again, the fourth quarter GDP will have taken a definite hit.
Oh, my God. Scott Bessent, spit it out. Spit it out, bro. Whatever you're going to say is a lie anyway. You might as well hurry up and say it. He can't get it out. Man, when is somebody going to tell this guy to stop going on TV? Like, he gets choked up every time he tells a lie, which is the entire time that he speaks. We're gonna, it's the same sound I was talking about earlier that I can't stand. He needs to just sit down and go home. Everyone knows that you're lying, especially since, there's this reality. Here's the reality check as he talks about how things need to be. The Fed, this guy went after the Fed. We need to have a cycle of cutting in the middle of a golden era. How does that make sense, Scotty? How does it make sense? Why should the Fed keep cutting when things are wonderful, as Donald Trump said they are, when things are skyrocketing, as Kevin Hassett said, as Howard Lutnick said, everything is going to be wonderful in a month?